I've got an old 1990 Toro 521 snowblower that needs some tender, loving care. We've been pretty lucky here for the past couple of years. We really haven't had a lot of snow, and so far in 2024, we've gotten like 4 inches, but now, right after Christmas, it's all melted. I've got 2 athletic boys that help me out a lot, and if you're familiar with my Dead Broke Barbecue channel, they install all the pits. That's their job. Grab a wrench, put it together. Now, the reason why I have to give this thing a tune-up, I have no choice, is because when we used it a couple weeks ago, right away we could notice that it wasn't blowing any snow. We didn't break any shear pins or anything like that. We just weren't getting any of the snow to come out of the propeller. So I could see after I took the cover off that the belt was starting to slip. And unfortunately, there's not a tremendous amount of adjustment left, so I can't just tighten up the belt. So we'll get the cover off, and there is 2 bolts on each side. Here's my other bolt, and because of the design on this, I really can't get a socket wrench in there. Need a speed wrench. All right, get it out. Plop that right in there. One thing that I forgot to mention about taking off the cover is you're gonna need a 3/8 wrench to get out both of those bolts. And the reason why I can tell that it needs a new belt is, look, I can pull it right off and put it right back on with ease. To take off the pulley, you're gonna need 2 9/16 inch wrenches. Now I like to use this little longer handled one, so I have a little bit more pry on it. There we go. And there we are. You're gonna have a bolt, the pulley, and a nut. To take off this little belt guide, you need a 1/2 inch wrench. Now, I think you could probably just leave it on here loose, but I'm gonna take it all the way off. And I should also mention that on this unit, you have to order 2 different belts. Hopefully these part numbers are focused in and you can read them, but the top one is your auger belt and the bottom one is your drive belt. The key's off, but another safety thing, now again, I'm not a small engine guy, but anytime you're gonna start cranking on a motor, you should always disconnect the spark plug. So I'm sure I'll get some comments from that. Huh, greenhorn? Yeah, take that off right away, what are you doing? Our next step is to engage the auger and then clamp it off. Because right here is the brake. Now it is engaged, so it's gonna give us room because we have to get this off and pull it up through. And with that brake on, well, especially on a new belt, it's going to obstruct it, so you're not gonna be able to put it on. When it comes to the drive belt, take it off the bottom pulley. We're gonna switch positions here. If I just get this turned in a little bit, so should be able to run it right off. Swing, there we go. It's almost all the way off. Rotate to the other side. Here we go. There we are. Bingo. Now this drive belt isn't horrible. Nah, I'm throwing it away and buy 2 more. All right, this is our drive belt. So we gotta get it down through the center. Huh, there you go. Release it. Release the auger. Gives me a little bit more room in between here. So I gotta get it on one side or the other. And you know, I've got 1,000 nitrile gloves because I do barbecue and not gonna wear them today. Get our belt in and we're going to have to get it started semi down here. Let's try to feed this on a little bit. My screwdriver down there and slowly get up. I think it's going. Oh, I had it. A little further turn. Keep it in that position. Ooh. We've got it started. And I have to nurse it along here a little. she's going. There it is. Bingo. Now when I flip this over, might have to release some tension back there. I'm not sure. Now we have our 90/80 to put on. Oh, we got to put our clamp back on. Get that. Same deal here. This one's been folded for so long that it doesn't really have that nice roundishness. Might be a little trickier, but if we kind of hold it like this, I might be able to get it to work for us a little. This belt is so stiff and formed. Might be easier. Just gotta make sure we're in front of that brake. And right here. Get it started. Grab it. Don't even think I need the screwdriver. And roll it on. Now, that was easy enough. Disengage our auger. That was loud. The next step is grab a 1/2-inch wrench and put on your belt guide. And this goes down below into here. You don't want this to touch tight up against it, but we want to get a little bit on there. So when this is engaged, you know, I have really nice tools that I could be using, but I'm doing it wrench style. Give it one more for good measure. There we go. Now, we got to put our pulley back on, and you'll see there's a little extra little flange that kind of sticks out on this side. That goes into the bracket. Grab our bolt. Get that through. Now this is a lock nut, remember? So we're not gonna crank this on tight. We're just gonna get it so it's on and the pulley is kind of stable, but we still can spin it. The brand new Milwaukee stub impact 3/8 inch sitting over there that I could put on here and speed things up, but I don't know. It's fun to turn wrenches too. All right, so now that is obviously pretty good there. See if we can just maybe give a little bit. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. You know, like I say, you don't have to get it like screaming tight. This is a lock nut. We are going to want to back off the adjustment here a little bit, because I have been cheating the last couple of years and just kind of tighten it up a little bit, but this is maybe a tad snug. We will put our cover on, and off camera, I think it was last night before, I went ahead and had to fix the chute a little bit. This darn teeth from that plastic gear was kind of rubbing tight, and it was rubbing up against the housing. All I did was loosen these all up, pull the chute back, get it a little tighter, pulled back, and then snug these bolts up. So if you're ever running in that and it's catching right here, you know what your problem is. This is a 3/8 inch wrench. That's on. This one going. And shove in your boat. And I'll give this one a little bit of a snug. This next step, do not try this at home unless you have a really nice exhaust system like I do in my studio. Plus, I have my utility door open too. Get our spark plug back on. I shut the gas off before. Gas back on. Turn our key on. Turn it up to rabbit. Choke it. Prime it. I don't know, 4 times, something like that. And let's give her a pull, but I'm gonna be ready because I put a new drive belt on it. Loud. Could use a little carb work, a little bit of a stutter in it. Not a real big surge, but I don't know if I'm gonna tackle that yet. Shut her off. I'm going to back this auger just a tad because I'm putting a little too much tension on it. Give this a little bit of a PB blaster, just a little bit. Try to keep most of it on the cardboard. Let it soak. Okay, grab our needle nose, pull our pin out, and I did kind of work these a little bit just to make sure. Oh yeah, there's a lot of stress on this. That for sure has to come down. But I'm gonna tell you though, these rods are way better than cables. Right there maybe, huh? Yeah. Tighten this up. I don't want too much slack in it either. Put my pin upside down here right now. Yeah, we'll tighten it up just a tad. Might as well I don't want too much slop in it. So now we're gonna just bring it up. A couple turns. Just go back through there. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Pin back through. Take our cotter pin. Get our cotter in nice. Tighten this down and just finger tight. And then we'll just take a 7/16, give it a little snug, and I don't know, we'll watch it. Oh, let's see here. It feels good. Certainly is relaxing when I put it down now compared to what it was. I think I'm gonna leave it like that for right now, and we'll try it out when it actually snows. It's unbelievable. It's 45 degrees here in Gold's country. It's raining out. December 29th. That's not really typical. There's no snow at all. This was 100% Norwegian ingenuity. And honestly, if you're watching this and you got some smarts and you know hows, all you pros out there, gear monkeys, gear wrenchers, all that fun stuff you call each other, leave it in the comments below because people learn things and say, oh, you gotta use the Knucker valve. And never forget about the board stretcher. I always gotta have the board stretcher. I do think I need a new chair eventually. You know, I feel like a big toad sitting on this chair. Pretty sturdy. I've had this for at least 25 years. All right, thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Oh, shit. Yeah, my ass hurts, though, that's for sure, from sitting on that thing.